And I've got a bunch of notes here that I would like to cover. And let me see what I can pull up here. I'm going to read some of this because there's just a lot of stuff. You can buy ADA from 10 different chains right now. An absolute game changer for people that want to buy ADA in just one click in a decentralized way. If you want to try and avoid, the centralized institutions, right? And at some point, I would love to see us on more decentralized. I would love to see more decentralized transactional volume than centralized, because we really do empower these centralized exchanges, whether it's Coinbase, Binance. I mean, we see how they're dumping. They dump. I feel like I have a theory. This hot, I do this, but I have a theory that when like Coinbase and Binance and I think one other, when they were brought into the White House, back in the day, and I really do think that they're like, we got to keep prices suppressed until we're able to achieve X, Y, Z. I really do think that's I think that was a thing. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating. I'm just blowing smoke, but I find it interesting that since those meetings happened, that the price has definitely been suppressed and the market has been drug out quite a bit. And people have been tracking it on X, right? They've been tracking the sale, the flow, all of this stuff, especially as it relates to Binance. And I think there's something to it. And, Eric Trump, Donald Trump, they keep saying these things, right? Like they know that we're going to get to a point. I think we're going to get to a point in the market based on like regulation, the Genius Act, the stable coin regulation. I think once all that hits and it's done, not only that, but when we start getting into the more quantitative easing, I know Trump has just been throwing around an idea of putting out $1,000 to $2,000 stimulus checks to everybody, kind of like they did in COVID. But I think it's his way of saying like, this is your tariff money. All this tariff money, we're going to give it back to you. And, I don't know if that'll help change the opinions of people, but we'll see, right? And so I think there's a lot to it. And, if we did do that, I mean, there's a lot of things that are lining up to start really fueling a substantial a parabolic run. And a lot of that stuff is starting to line up now. Interest rate cuts, all of this stuff is starting to really line up. Over the next 90 days, I think things are going to get really, really crazy. But let's see here. What else do I have? Yeah, so I don't do that. Let's see. I'm going to go through your comments too. I'm gonna cover some of this in a different video, because a lot of the stuff is like, I've got a lot of notes and I'm like, I want to do another segment, but I don't really do a lot of this. I'm gonna do these things on my channel live. I don't do like financial transactions live on my channel, so it is what it is. But I will say, there's just so much. If you haven't checked out Wanchain, you might want to do that. Discover the power of Wanchain, decentralize. Wanchain to me kind of has a little special place in my heart, only because they've been around forever and they just continue growing and getting better and doing more in the space. And I know that there are options of like being able to earn up like 40% on your ADA. I don't do a lot of those things. I guess I could, but I'm always so scared. I don't do a lot of clickety click, especially on any machines that I'm storing substantial amounts of my assets, which is really none. I mean, I have them locked away. I have my play money and my play wallets in my browser, stuff that I use to trade with or like experiment with, things like that. Nothing substantial, but I don't do a lot of like the clickety click stuff on stream, because I don't know. I'm always afraid like something's going to slip, or there's going to be a number or something that tells a hacker, oh, I can take advantage of that. So I don't know. Stuff like that freaks me out. Not to say that doing things like this, especially Wanchain, has been around forever. It's not to say that stuff isn't safe, But as a streamer, as somebody that does live streams, I don't take those chances. I just don't. To me, that's just stupid. You know, if I had like 500 subscribers and I'm dealing with 50 ADA or something, which I guess I could set it all up fresh and new and like just not care. Maybe I will do that in a specific video. You know what? Look for a video where I cover a lot of this stuff specifically for Wanchain and maybe its own video, because there's stuff that I want to show you. There's stuff that I think would be very beneficial to you, and probably help you make some extra pocket change. And so I'm going to have to cover that, but I'm not going to do that right now in a live stream. So I'm going to drag this over here and I'm going to cover some of your questions. What happened here? What's happening? There we go. Okay. Where is this? Okay. I've got like 30 windows open by accident. All right, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Let me know in the comments. Is that annoying for you? Kind of the way that screen flickers? It's like the refresh rate. And it's kind of annoying. Grok AI is saying Cardano will only hit 250 to 350 range. I hope Grok is wrong. I need $5. Listen, I've done so many different price prediction questions to Grok. They're all different. I have them from $3 to $10. I've had Grok predict as high as $15. Grok basically aggregates a lot of what people post in a time frame and then spits it out to you. I mean, that's really what Grok does.